Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Hello dear students, I hope you all are doing well. This is Jai and I welcome you all here from Chaitanya Studio on this course which is a part of BA program, Compulsory English. So let's see what we are going to learn today. We are going to learn prepositions. Before that, I would like to tell you that it's a prepositions which is a part of Block 3, Unit number 12. So which is the topic? It's prepositions. So now you must be thinking, what does prepositions mean or what are prepositions? So we have learned many parts of speech. Nouns, if you remember, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs. Likewise, prepositions is nothing but a parts of speech. And what do they do? What does preposition do? They shows you either a direction or a time or place. I'll give you an example such as I am going to Junagadh. So what does to do? The word that you are using to is doing over there. It shows you the direction. I am sitting on table. So what does this particular word on is? It is nothing but preposition. And what does it do? It shows the place. I hope you are getting me. So what do prepositions do? They either shows your direction, where you are going to, or in what direction the things are happening, left, right, above, below, or time. I am taking lecture in afternoon. So again the word in is showing you the time in afternoon. I am taking the lecture at 5 o'clock in the morning. So at and in both are showing you the times. So what does these prepositions do? They show you either direction, time or place. It would be followed by a word or a phrase it relates to. I am taking lecture at Chaitanya Studio. So again this Chaitanya Studio, it relates to. It is followed by the word or a phrase it relates to. So preposition and its objects together are called prepositional phrase, which we will be learning in the next units or maybe next semesters. But for an example, if you see look for, look into, look after. So these all are nothing but prepositional phrases. So what does basically it do? Or what does it basically do? It basically shows the relationship between other words in a sentence. So if you know when does there's prepositions use, or when they are used, they generally come before nouns and pronouns. Let's look at the example. As I have said, I am taking lecture from Chaitanya Studio. From Chaitanya Studio. So Chaitanya Studio, a noun, if you remember, a proper noun, Chaitanya Studio before. I am taking lecture from Chaitanya Studio. From is preposition, Chaitanya Studio, noun. From is used before a noun, that is Chaitanya Studio. I am going to Junagadh. Junagadh is a proper noun, any kind of noun. It is not over here said that it comes before common noun or proper nouns or abstract nouns. It can come either any of the nouns or proper nouns. I am going to Junagadh. Junagadh, proper noun to preposition. I am talking to my students. To my students. My students, noun to preposition. Sometimes they are used before other words like adjectives and verbs also. Let's learn some prepositions. Now, So there are two types of prepositions, broadly speaking. It can be prepositions of time, such as at, on, in, after. Before, I am taking lecture before my colleague. I will come after you. I am sitting by you. During, I take lectures during morning. From, I am coming from a morning. For, since, I am here since 1992. By the time you complete your lecture recordings. From, to. So there are various types of prepositions of time, and the others are called prepositions of place. The terms itself are self-explanatory. When we are talking about prepositions of place, there are two types of prepositions of place. One which shows you the position. This mouse is on the table. Cat is inside the table. The book is in box. So they shows you the position. The next one is prepositions of direction, prepositions of movement, which we will be talking in detail today. Let's look at them one after the other. But before that, two important notes. The very first, hardly any rules, is when to use which particular prepositions. There are no particular watertight compartment rules for it. They are flexible, but there are certain things that you have to take care of while you are using those prepositions, which means you can learn it by two ways. The very first one is look them up in the dictionary, how they are used. And the second one is increase your reading habits, increase your reading of literature. So based on that, your vocab would be increased, your use of prepositions would enhance. So let's learn the very first one, which are called prepositions of time. So the very first three, at, on and in, they are very much important. But many times we make confusions regarding when to use on, when to use at, and when to use in. So certain specific things that we can take care of while doing it. So the very first one, when can we use at? You can use at before specific time or before a holiday period. Like, I take lecture at 2 o'clock. Here the example which is given is, I get up at 7 o'clock. I wake up at 8 o'clock. The movie starts at 8:30. I am going there at 2 o'clock. Specific time I am giving you. I sit to study at 9 o'clock at night. So when you are using a specific time to denote specific time, you will be using at. And also you would use before holiday period, such as they sing carols at Christmas. We bring lot of crackers at Diwali. We celebrate Diwali at some period of time which you can talk about. Come and visit us at Thanksgiving. Come to our house at Diwali. Likewise. So, at would be used for two when you are talking about at as a preposition of time. First, for the specific time. Second, during holiday period. I hope it is clear. Now, talking about the second one, on. On is also used before days, either days or before dates. Like, I will visit you on Wednesday. I take compulsory English paper on every Tuesday. I go to house on Sundays. Wherever you come, do come on generally Sunday. Where were you on Friday? I was at home on Friday. I was at home on Friday. We learnt at, which would not be a preposition of time but place. Here, his birthday is on March 7th, which is mine. The exam is on the 16th. So, you would use on before either days or dates. Talking about in is used for various purposes. The very first one, you can use it while you are showing month. My birthday is in January. There, if you see the date you are talking about, my birthday is on March 27th. You can't say my birthday is on March. My birthday is on 27th March. But when you are talking about month, you can use in. My birthday is in January. He is coming in August. I am going on vacation in August. Then you can also use in for years, such as Shakespeare was born in 1564. I was born in 1997. The Titanic sank in 1912. Likewise, it is also used for the decade, such as life was difficult in 1990s. The corona was in 2020s, which means 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. There were many hippies in the 60s. It is also used for century. I am a product of 21st century. I live in 21st century. But make sure when you are using a decade or century, you cannot use simply that. You will have to use the before that. I was born in the 90s. I was born in the 20s. Life was difficult in 1940s. Life was difficult in the 2020s. It was built in the 16th century. Do not forget the before when you are using decade and century, and when you are using is a preposition in during that time. Then in is also used for season and time period also. Like we go to the beach in summer. There are many flowers in spring. The meeting starts in 10 minutes. She will be here in 3 hours. So I hope the prepositions of time is clear to you. Now we will move to the second one. We have many others prepositions of time. We will learn that. The very first one over here is ago. When do we use ago? Sometime earlier. When you did something sometime earlier, such as he was here 2 years ago. He left 2 minutes ago. I took my lunch 12 minutes ago. I met him half an hour ago. Ago is used sometime earlier. I was in my 12th standard just a year ago. He visited us just ago. Then in. We just talked about in, but here in can also be used sometime in the future also. I will be back home in an hour. I will be back home in an hour. The lecture will be completed just in an hour or in half an hour. I will come to Junagadh just in some period of time. When you are talking about future, something sometime in the future. After, it will be used as a letter in the past or showing next action. Like if we are talking about the past, we have learnt adjectives after something that we had taught. After 15 minutes, I heard a call. After learning prepositions of time, we learnt prepositions of movement. So at that time, you are talking about the time sequence, sometime later in the past, and showing the next action. After we talked, I was more sure. After we learnt prepositions of time, it made it more clear to us the use of prepositions of time. Before would be used showing previous actions. Before learning prepositions of directions, we learnt prepositions of time. Or before we met, I was not fair to him. Before attending the exam, I was not so confident. But after I attempted the exam, I was enough confident about passing in my exam. I have never met him before, which means not earlier at all. Then there is something called till and until, which is also used as prepositions of time, such as final point of action, such as I will stay here till you complete. We will attend this lecture till you complete. I will stay here until September. Again, from and to. Initial and final point of finished actions. We learnt prepositions of time from 2 to 3:30. We met from 2 to 3:30. Here the examples which are given over here are I lived in Belgium from 2009 to 2014. I was in my BA. I studied BA from 2014 to 2018. It took me 4 years to complete it. Then comes since. Since is very much important for us. It is used for initial point of unfinished action, or it is used for a specific point of time, not period of time, such as I haven't seen him since October. It's a point of time, October. I am taking lecture here since 2022. I am here, I am working here since 2022. Specific point of time. 4. Length of unfinished or finished action. Here it is a period of time, such as I worked there for a month. I have not given you a specific time, which month, but a period of time. That is point of time, since and for. This you would learn in detail when we will be learning present perfect tense or past perfect tense. Then comes during. When something is in the process, like we learnt prepositions of time during our BA lectures. I learnt German during my travels. While in the process of using a sentence, such as I learnt German while I was traveling, when something was in the process of using a sentence. I hope it is clear to you. So these were the prepositions of time. This much are enough for us. There are plenty which would be there, but these are enough for us for the time. Now let's do an exercise. 4 points are given over there. Let's read them first. The very first one is use at with specific time, hours/minutes, such as midnight, midday, 10:30. Use at for a holiday, period of 2 or more days, such as weekend, year end. Use on for specific days or dates, as we have learnt. Sunday, I came on Sunday, or holiday, or Christmas, or use in for a specific months, year, season, centuries, and lengths of time, such as 2019, winter, summer. The very first one, my birthday is blank 16th of May. You remember 7th of March I had said my birthday is on the 16th of May. If there could have been what? Just May. My birthday is in May. My birthday is on the 16th of May. The difference if you see. Second is she was born 1993. Just a year is given. If you see the fourth not, use in for the specific months and years. She was born in 1993, not on, not at. It happened blank June 2018. When month is given, not date. When month is given, you will use in. It happened in June 2018. She will come blank Monday. I am sure you know. When do you use on for dates and days? The day is given over here. She will come on Monday. He will come blank 10 a.m. I am sure you know. For time, none other than at. She will come at 10 a.m. They like to ski blank winter. For seasons, which one do you use? I'm sure I can listen your answer. It's in. They like to ski in winter. We moved to the city blank 2016. For a year. She was born in 1993. Again the year is given over here. We moved to the city in 2016. I will finish work blank an hour. I'm sure you know. When the length of the time is given, it's again in. I will finish work in an hour. They will meet blank on day. When day is given, day or date, which one do you use? They will meet on Sunday. The last but not the least, she will go to abroad blank winter. I am sure you will write the answers in the comment box. She will go to abroad blank winter. Season is given. Which one would you use? At, on, or in? I'll wait for your answers. Let's move to the next one, which is preposition of positions. So when we are talking about positions, we will learn two things: how they are used and certain examples of it. The very first one which is given over here is above. When do you use above? When something higher than something is higher than something else. If you see over here, the example is given in this particular picture. Above would be used. Above would be used when something is higher than something else, but not directly over it. Above your head. This mouse is above this book. This mouse is above this book. Then comes over. When something is covered by something else. Overcoming an obstacle such as across or more than. I have given pictures over here. Find out where is this above. If you see the very sixth one in the picture which is below. The one which is below one, not the above one. If you see above, I am sure you are able to understand. And when you are talking about below, below mein sixth one, it is above. I hope it is clear. Now over, covered by something else, overcoming an obstacle. Over, such as put jacket over your shirt, climb over the wall at the top, walk over the bridge, which means across, and over 18 years old. Above is the space, above, over. Getting it? Then comes under. Under is lower than something else, on the ground. This is under it. This book is under the mouse. Below the surface, under the table. Likewise, below is there. Lower than something else, above ground, below the surface, below the standards. We will stop over here. We will continue in the next session where there are prepositions of positions and prepositions of movement. I thank you all for joining this session. We will continue this in the next lecture. Thank you all.
स्वाध्यायः परमम्